stop scrolling. Seriously. Pause the noise, silence the notifications, and give me your full attention for a few minutes. What I'm about to share isn't motivation, hype, or empty talk. It's something ancient, precise, and powerful, something that has quietly shaped the destiny of families for thousands of years. If your home has ever felt heavy, if money seems to arrive and disappear without explanation, or if you feel blocked despite working hard, this message is for you. What you'll hear today could shift the energy of your home and change your financial direction faster than you think. There is a real reason, an ancient, carefully guarded reason, why Jewish families have placed salt at their doorways for over 3,000 years. This is not folklore. It's not superstition, magic, or coincidence. It's a principle rooted in Kabbalah, passed quietly from generation to generation. And here's the shocking truth: most people who try this today are doing it completely wrong. Without intention, without alignment, without understanding, salt becomes powerless. Worse, misused salt can attract the very energy you're trying to keep away. Spiritual laws work whether you understand them or not. This isn't symbolic language, it's energetic law. Salt placed randomly, without sacred intention, can become an open receiver rather than a shield. In the first 72 hours, it may start pulling in negativity instead of blocking it. That's why some people say, "I tried it and nothing changed," or worse, things got harder. It's not because the method is false. It's because intention, kavanah, was missing. Power without direction is dangerous. And this truth was learned the hard way by my own family nearly a century ago. In 1924, my great-grandfather lost everything. His name was Isaac. He had escaped Europe with nothing but a suitcase and a few coins hidden in his coat. He arrived in Brazil unable to speak the language, sleeping near the docks with other refugees. No safety net. No connections. But he carried something unusual with him, a small cloth bag of coarse salt, blessed by his father, a Kabbalistic scholar. When he finally rented a single room, the first thing he did wasn't unpack clothes. He placed that salt at the doorway. 10 years later, he owned 3 successful fabric stores. 20 years later, it became a full chain. Was it luck? Timing? Hard work alone? Or was it alignment with a spiritual law most people never learn? Before you dismiss this, understand something: ancient traditions survive because they work. But they only work when followed precisely. And today, I'm going to explain why salt holds such power, and how to use it correctly so it protects and attracts instead of blocks and drains. In this video, you'll discover 3 essential things. First, the true spiritual meaning of salt according to the Torah, the Talmud, and the Zohar, and why this knowledge was preserved for millennia. Second, the 3 critical mistakes that turn protection into vulnerability. Third, the exact step-by-step ritual you can perform tonight to reset the energy of your home. And at the end, I'll share a blessing used by generations to seal protection and prosperity. Stay with me, this builds layer by layer. Think honestly for a moment. How often have you walked into your home feeling instantly tired or irritated without knowing why? How often does money come in, only to vanish through unexpected expenses? In Kabbalah, this isn't random. There is a concept called ayin hara, the evil eye. It's not superstition. It's an energetic effect caused by envy, resentment, or unconscious negativity directed toward you. That energy doesn't just hover, it attaches. And without protection, your doorway becomes an open gate. In Hebrew, salt is mel. In Gematria, its numerical value equals Elohim, one of the sacred names of God. That's not coincidence, it's code. Salt is eternal. It doesn't decay, spoil, or lose its nature. That's why every offering in the temple required salt. Scripture calls this the covenant of salt, an unbreakable spiritual pact. When salt is placed at the entrance of a home with intention, it symbolizes an agreement. Only aligned energy may enter. Everything else is stopped at the door. Here's the part almost no one knows. Without intention, salt is just a mineral. Power is activated by consciousness. In Kabbalistic teaching, salt absorbs energy, good and bad. That's why elders taught to place it at entrances and corners. My grandmother used to say, salt is the first guard of the house. But a guard must be awake. Intention is what wakes it up. Without it, the guard sleeps, and chaos walks right in. Let me tell you about Fernanda, a 52-year-old hairdresser. Her salon was collapsing. Clients disappeared, bills stacked up, debt crossed $20,000. Out of desperation, she followed this exact ritual. Within 7 days, an old client returned, with 8 new referrals. In 40 days, half her debt was gone. Her message to me said one thing: it's like something unlocked. That's what alignment feels like. But now listen carefully, because the mistakes are where most people fail. Mistake number 1, using refined salt. Processed salt has lost its essence. Kabbalah teaches that only coarse, natural salt carries the original energy. Refined salt is like a guard without armor. Mistake number 2, placing salt without prayer. No intention means no activation. Mistake number 3, never replacing the salt. Salt absorbs negativity. If you leave it too long, it becomes saturated and starts radiating the very energy it absorbed. Protection turns into pollution. Salt must be replaced every 7 days. 7 represents completion, balance, and renewal. This cycle prevents saturation and keeps the energy clean. When people skip this step, they unknowingly sabotage the process. Ancient wisdom is precise, details matter. When followed correctly, salt doesn't just block negativity. It does something far more powerful: it attracts abundance. In Kabbalah, abundance flows through Shifa, divine overflow. Salt placed correctly doesn't just seal the door, it opens a channel. Carlos, a driver drowning in debt, began this ritual on a Monday. By Thursday, a passenger offered him a stable, high-paying position. 3 months later, he was debt-free. His word stayed with me. It felt like God listened through the door. That's what alignment creates: unexpected openings. Now pay close attention. You'll need coarse salt, a small white plate or clear glass, and 3 minutes of silence. Perform this at night before sleep. Place 3 tablespoons of salt on the plate. Hold it with both hands. Close your eyes. Speak with clarity, not desperation. Intention is calm, not forced. Words matter. Feel what you say as if it's already true. Place the plate on the inside of your front door, preferably on the left side, the side of receiving. Replace it every 7 days, disposing of the old salt safely. You may also place a glass of water with salt in a corner for purification. If the water clouds, it's working. Every morning, before touching your phone, hold a grain of salt and declare protection and prosperity for that day. Do this for 40 days, the number of transformation. Your rational mind may resist. Thoughts like "this is silly" or "this won't work for me" may arise. That's normal. Transformation always challenges the ego. Don't fight those thoughts, acknowledge them and continue. Seeds grow underground before breaking the surface. Just because you can't see change yet doesn't mean it isn't happening. Complete the cycle. Trust the process. When results appear, and they will, share your experience. Testimony strengthens faith, not just for you, but for others. One person's confirmation becomes another person's courage. Energy multiplies when shared. Light spreads when spoken. That's how these teachings survived for thousands of years, not through secrecy alone, but through lived proof. May every locked door before you open. May obstacles dissolve. May opportunities appear clearly, and may you have the wisdom to recognize them. May abundance find you, protection surround you, and peace fill your home. Trust. Act. Receive. You were never lacking, you were only misaligned. Now you remember. And what remembers its power can never be the same again. Peace and blessing upon you and your house.